time that this was released, how long ago the bomb had been dropped? It's the first sentence. So 16 hours ago. Very first sentence.
Did it say that?
So 16 hours ago, an American airplane. We should have gone over that at first.
Yeah.
So I realized that we'd skip that, so I wanted to go back and be sure we get that dropped in. And so why is it important to know that it was dropped only 16 hours ago? What do we think?
What do you think, Miss?
It's a good question. I'll share that after someone else shares. Dorian, go ahead.
It shows that it was a quick response. It wasn't well thought out. Yeah.
Good, exactly. So it was a quick response. It was well thought out. Why is it important to have such a quick response?
So people wouldn't
So that they won't.
Good. So Mariella said so people wouldn't panic. So again, when we started talking about the rumor mill going, if they waited too long to issue a soft
Thank you.
then people would start to wonder, people would start to make up all sorts of crazy things. And so this was a way to be sure they could kind of shape America's opinion from the beginning. So does anybody have any questions so far? We should have the first 4 questions filled out. Yeah, Miguel?
So during the event on Pearl Harbor, 16 hours passed, and then
Okay, that's a good question. Okay, so Miguel asked if this was issued 16 hours after Pearl Harbor. And no, so Pearl Harbor was back in 1941, and this is 1945. So this is 16 hours after what bomb was dropped? The one in Hiroshima. Yeah, so be sure you guys know that this is released after Hiroshima. So did you guys get that back here?
yeah.
Okay, so it was released after which bombing?
Hiroshima.
Okay, good. All right, so now we're going to analyze this statement. So how it says examine the statement. Can anybody read that statement out loud for me? Other than people who have already participated? Is somebody new? Is that you? So go ahead and read where it says examine the statement. It's the 5th question on the reading guide.
Examines the Japanese began the war from the air at Pearl Harbor. They have been repaid manifold.
Okay, does anybody want to take a stab about what that means? So what is that statement saying? Can anyone put it into their own words? Good. So when it says repaid manifold, that means we hit them back harder. So be sure you guys get this written down. So if you repaid somebody manifold, that means that it's kind of like many times as strong of a payback. And so when it says that the Japanese began the war from the air at Pearl Harbor, what is he saying there? What is that saying about the Japanese? Yeah.
This is what happens. This is the consequences for their actions.
Okay, perfect. Did everybody hear that? Can you guys both repeat what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, Miguel, make sure they can hear you.
That thanks to them, the U.S. had to drop the atomic bomb.
And then
And those were the consequences for starting the whole war.
okay, good. So according to this press release, who do they think was to blame for the war? The Japanese. So this statement is saying exactly that it's the Japanese fault that we got into this war. So now that we're here, they've been repaid manifold for what they've started. These are the consequences for their actions.
Oh yeah, that is hard.
So-
That is nice. Good statement.
One more time.
Okay, so they were saying that the Japanese were the ones who started the war, and so for that reason, the U.S. just kind of gave them what was coming to them. So they dropped the bomb on Pearl Harbor, and we paid them back manifold. So we gave it back to them so much worse than they gave it to us, is basically what he was saying. So this next statement is, so the question is, do you agree that Japan's actions at Pearl Harbor justify the atomic bombing? So I want everybody to take just 30 seconds or so to write down what you think. So do you believe, so this statement says that it is justified. Do you believe that because Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, that they got what was coming to them? So go ahead, take 30 seconds and just jot that down, and then we'll have you guys share that out.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, I guess now that they know how to do it, it'd be a lot faster. But I mean, they were developing it for probably about 4 years because they didn't really know what to do, so they're doing a lot of experiments and things like that. And we're going to develop it.
They didn't put drywall in there.
Not in the development.
Alright, so take about 10 seconds and wrap up your thoughts. Alright, and so just so we can get a chance to hear some less heard voices, we're going to go to the deck of cards and let people share out. So everyone be ready. Go ahead, Melissa, pick who's going to share.
Layla.
Okay, Layla?
She's in the nurse. She went to the nurse.
Not here today?
Oh, she's here. I'm sorry. Hey, what happened? You're supposed to be going to the nurse.
Layla,
Oh,
so what do you think? Do you agree that they were justified?
there she is.
I'm not sure because like I don't think people should be killing people in the first place. So.
Okay, good. So you would say they were not justified. There's nothing that justifies killing people. Okay,
It was justified.
that's a good argument. So we're gonna pick
Right, no,
one
no,
more
you don't have
person,
to
and then
pull.
we'll take
share.
volunteers.
Sure.
And then we'll take-
Dorian.
Oh, there you go. It's your lucky day.
Okay, look, it's justified because in America, somebody does a crime, they have to be punished for it. So if something happens to all our soldiers and stuff, they're gonna wonder, well, who's gonna punish those people who did this to us? Why am I missing a leg? Why is half my arm gone? So we have to do something to make our soldiers feel like, oh, we have their back.
All right. Well said. Thank you. Michael, you said you wanted to share as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, they were justified in doing that.
Do you think they were justified?
Yeah.
Okay, why so?
Doing to others as you would have them doing to you.
Okay,
They
getting
bombed them.
biblical.
Jesus said this.
All right, an eye for an eye.
But they bombed them.
Yeah. No, that's Hammurabi.
You gotta bomb
Leave
them
the
back,
whole
dude.
world blind.
Is that Hammurabi?
Yeah, that's Hammurabi.
No, that's
It's also in the Bible though too. But
eye for an eye.
we don't need to worry about that. So we're gonna take one more person who's going to share out, and then we're gonna continue. I'll pick this myself. Marie.